I was 10 years old. I was a thumb sucker, and I loved theater, and I had a really bad case of the chicken pox the first summer that I was supposed to go to sleepaway camp. I was destined to go to a camp called Stage Door Manor, which was in upstate New York, and I loved musical theater. I still do. The play that was happening in the first session was Oliver. Second session, Free to Be You and Me. Oh, and third session, Godspell. It was going to be a great summer. It turned out that it was a little hard that first summer at sleepaway camp, especially being a thumbsucker and coming late because of my chicken pox. So I didn't really have a role in the play when I arrived, which wasn't a problem except that at my camp, we practiced our show for 8 hours a day. So I had one line that the director gave to me, and I was supposed to sort of spit and say like, please sir, oh, they're stale, and that was it. So for 8 hours a day, I tried to figure out what to do with myself, and the director would sometimes say, just practice your line. So I stayed there for a little while. It turned out I loved it probably 4 weeks in. And then after that, I went to a camp in Keyser Falls, Maine, called Camp Hiawatha, which was a sports camp. It was there that I learned to horseback ride and do a lot of really fun things. I stayed there for many years, and then I went to another fine arts camp called Belvoir Terrace in Lenox, Massachusetts. And I loved all of those camps. And the way that I love my camps is different than the way that my husband and my children love their camps. It took me being married and having children and sending them to camp to realize how different a role their camp played in their lives and in their formative, becoming who they were, than my camps played in mine. And I wrestled for a little while to try to figure out why that was. And at the end of the day, I actually think it's because their camps were Jewish camps. And their Jewish camps perpetuated Jewish values and had Jewish rituals built in and Jewish friendships that really were not only integral in their lives, but stayed crucial throughout their lifetimes. So what I thought we would do today is talk for a moment about Jewish continuity and then dive into camp. So first I want to say that outside of the home, there are 3 ways that data shows that we can help foster a love for Judaism and a connection to Judaism for our children, our grandchildren, and the generations still to come. Can anyone guess those 3 ways? Jewish day school is one. Jewish camp is another, and Jewish home, right. So outside of the home, right, that's going to be our foundation, super important foundation. So Jewish day schools, Jewish camp, and the third, Eden. So the top 3, and religious school is very important. The home is crucial. The third is Israel experiences. The number 1 data studies over the years consistently show more important than Jewish day school, more important than trips to Israel, is a Jewish camp. And so what I want to ask you, by the way, not anecdotally, the data shows that people that go to Jewish summer camp are more invested in their Jewish lives, right? They're people who have a stronger sense of commitment to Judaism. There's like something, as someone would say, like it's in their kishkas, right? There's like something that like is central about Jewish life when you go to a Jewish camp. So now, today, this is what I want to do. I want to ask you to turn to the person next to you and to share with them your relationship to camp. It does not have to be a Jewish camp. It doesn't have to be a sleepover camp if you didn't go to one. Raise your hand if you were privileged to go to a Jewish sleepaway camp. Okay. Raise your hand if you have absolutely no camp experience. It just wasn't your jam. Okay. Not a lot. You guys are going to be listeners, and I'm going to invite you, if you didn't go to any camp, at your time to tell the person next to you how you spent your summers. We only have a minute and a half per person, so dive in fast. Introduce yourself, even if you know each other. What was your camp experience? Okay, 30 seconds more. 30 seconds. We're going to come back together. We're going to wrap up. That's okay. Finish your sentences. It's fun to remember. Okay. So now what I want to ask you, when you're done, come back to me. Okay. So let's move to our next conversation. It makes me happy to see all of your smiles as you tell stories. Okay, I'm going to ask people to fill in the blank with a very short sentence. Short sentence. It was at my summer camp, sleepaway camp, that I, for the first time, you fill it in. Okay, stay with me. Raise your hand if you have something. I'm going to help you navigate it. Helene Lutz. Stand up if you can. Okay. Helene, at first time at sleepaway camp is where she learned to wear white on Shabbat. Frida. It was the first time that Frida peeled potatoes. We'll have to figure out more. Sheila. So Sheila just said that at Camp Louise there was a tradition of shucking corn, and when it was your bunk's time, you had to get up at 6 a.m. and shuck corn. Barry. Yeah. Alan. Oh. Alan said it was at sleepaway camp for the first time that I learned what it meant to be picked on. We love you, Alan. Morris. Morris said sleepaway camp was the first time he was away from his parents. Oh, the first time you missed your parents. Yep. Barbara. Oh, Barbara said sleepaway camp was the first time she learned how to use a rifle. Where'd you go to camp? Nah. Okay, yes. What was your first time? Oh, it was the first time you ever got to do a special art project at camp. Yes. Oh, where did you go? Camp Kutz. It was the first time at Camp Kutz that you ever got to study Talmud for the first time. Go Camp Kutz. Oh, I knew that was going to come. It was at sleepaway camp that was the first time I kissed a boy. Yes. Oh, it was the first time you went skateboarding at Camp Airy, right? I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Hannah. What? At Camp Louise, it was the first time that you ate M&Ms on pizza. You'll have to describe that to us later, or we'll have to try it. Yeah. Oh, Camp, which one? Louise? Camp Louise was the first time you shaved your legs, which was a thing for girls. I love that, yes. Wow, Marcy said it was the first time that she was a part of an inspection and got to clean showers and bathrooms. Paid for. Ian. Oh, Ian said that Camp Airy was the first time that he wrote a letter. I love that. Oh, to Michelle. I love it. Recipients of that letter. Yes, Susan. Okay, here's the next question. Oh, hold on, Sonia. I asked, I'll tell you, there were about. Okay, my next question. By the way, we have some visitors from Towson today. Sorry, quick shout out to Taylor and Layla. And hold on. Beautiful name, Taylor, Layla. Layla, tell me. And Haley. Yes. So Jewish summer camp is a thing. Clearly you're getting that. It started a long, long time ago. And today it's a special Shabbat, so we're reminiscing. We don't do this every week. Okay, my final question for you. Without camp, this fill in the blank wouldn't be the same. Friendship. Memories. Steve Berlin. My family wouldn't be the same. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, Susan. The what? Yeah. An appreciation for parents, right? To do a summer without them. It helps you appreciate them even more, yeah. Rituals in your life wouldn't be the same. Yeah. Confidence. I wouldn't have the confidence that I have without camp. Yes. I wouldn't be as independent. I love that. Yeah. Without camp, summer wouldn't be the same. I love that. So I want to just share with you, when I moved, and this is in closing, I wanted to share with you when I first moved here, I was trying to understand the Camp Louise spirit. And I didn't yet know Alicia. I didn't know Alicia well, or Neil well yet, whom I would come to love both. But I was good friends with Rabbi Saroken at Baltimore Hebrew. And I was trying to understand about Camp Louise and why it was so special. And I said to her, tell me about Camp Louise, and she did. And then I said, So what's like the focus of Camp Louise? Right, I mentioned like, is it theater or is it sports? And she looked at me and she goes, it's friendship. And I feel like that, for me, was incredibly powerful. All of the rest is just background. What matters most is the friendship. And I would say that is a beautiful gift and blessing, and so is the Jewish soul that gets built, nourished, and developed at camp, wherever you go. So I just want to say thank you to Camp Louise, to Alicia, to Leah today, to the Berlin family, and to everyone who showed up for a really special Camp Louise and Camp Airy Shabbat. And I hope that you'll all use Kiddush to keep telling those really fun and memorable camp stories. Shabbat Shalom. We continue in prayer on page 374.